Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the round of 64 for the Spring Championships 2015. I say 2015, I don't know if there's going to be another one, but there is certainly talk of more. Indeed, Maito and Amhai, or Maito more specifically, certainly Maito, talking about maybe a summer tournament. That would be pretty good if we can find the funding for it. If there are any good people out there who would like to sponsor that event, certainly if that's going to go ahead, I will be. I sponsor pretty much every event, but I guess if you want to sponsor this one, there'll be a link in the description, and certainly we have intentions of more. I would really like more. That'd be really fun. And there was even talk about a balance patch, actually. I mean, fan patch is really good, and we could just use that, but people seem to like the robot entertainment patch now, where trading posts only cost 200 wood, and there are other things and others. You know, like, for example, German settler wagons. You get 3 settler wagons plus a Yolan, whereas on fan patch you don't get that Yolan. I personally think they should get the Yolan. There's a whole bunch of differences, but anyway, there was talk of a patch for balance that was to keep things as similar to the current game, the RE patch, the current version of TAD that we have. Anyway, I haven't introduced the players at all. This is Boneng versus, well, here we have Boneng, indeed, playing as Russia in the color red. And starting with the 200 wood, and I believe, yes, he picked himself up a 40 wood treasure, comes across a 60 wood treasure, what a pro, and 50 coin in there at the top. Wow, early market, you could go for that. You go, girl. That would be absolutely insane, especially as Russia, which often finds it difficult to get that, of course, market, because, well, you queue your first batch of 3 vills, and then when you queue your second one, as you can see here, you overpop, because they train in batches of 3, and it does somewhat become kind of awkward, so it means you have to have that house down a lot earlier, meaning that you can't always collect the wood and the things you might need for that market, but does really just easily have enough wood to do that. Obviously, this wood treasure not going to be so useful for the market, only needs 10 extra wood, so I guess it is useful, 10 extra wood there. The other 50, certainly, well, it's a good treasure, it's worth picking up. That wood going to be really useful later on in the game, absolutely. Distributivism on the way, not quite a 3-vil shipment, as we know Russia don't have that, but it is the next best thing. Absolutely, there it is, 1.25 wood per second, but Boneng could easily have gone for that market and has chosen not to. Perhaps he has some sort of aggressive agenda in mind with the 14 villager age up and wants to use this wood in conjunction with the wood that he just found for a super early blockhouse and some really nice stuff. Perhaps that is what he is up to. Let's take a look at his opponent. Here he is in the west of the map in the color blue. We have Yurashic playing as indeed the Russians now. Okay, it is a mirror. That explains exactly why Boneng has intentions of going up quickly. Very conscious of the fact that is what he needs to do. Though picks up the 135 XP treasure. Really big. What a pro. Absolutely. Though his scouting is somewhat interesting. On Saguenay, this isn't Saguenay, this is Hudson Bay, as you can see. Hudson Bay. Oh, by the way, this is dockable. You can put a dock on there, you just can't put stuff on the frost. Just wanted to point that out, because Boneng, I would have expected him to play something like Portuguese on a map with water. Certainly that is his style, and we've seen him do that before in Saturday Smackdown, and it's really effective. Certainly a very Boneng-esque style thing. Yurashic picking up the scout. Gonna be really happy with that, considering his scouting, and because he's Russia just generally. I think most civs that only have one scouting unit, unless your name is Zuta, really enjoy the scout. But doesn't like the scout Zuta, as we heard in Saturday Smackdown 2 days ago. 2.5 hours, certainly a really good series. Go and watch that, absolutely. But yes, this is, let me say it once, let me say it clear, is going to be a bloodbath. Absolutely. As you can see, Yurashic doing the exact same things, left his wood on the floor. Because they both want to get up. Both players, yeah, they got this. Oh, very nice. Yurashic has herded very well. Has got this in his base. He has a super good herd behind his town. And this one is quite far, though I guess it's not very big, though I was going to say it's in herding distance. He could actually get away with it and play the economic focus, perhaps. I mean, the hunts are reasonable. They'd last long enough, perhaps. But traditionally, especially on maps like Yukon, where there's not very... Well, that's not a standard. Yes, it is a standard. Anyway, that's not the point. Let's not get into that. But... yeah, going to be playing aggressive. You have to secure those hunts, push out for more, of course, things like such. But things he can add in a market. And that's absolutely fine. Let's see what Boneng's up to. Providing you get the blockhouse up, no problem. I would have expected that blockhouse up a bit sooner. Oh, he's gone for the market as well. That would make sense, getting his hunting dogs now. Absolutely. Could have done it at the beginning, actually. But ultimately... perhaps he didn't realize that he was able to, or maybe he's now, for whatever reason. 3 villagers now coming forward, certainly going to add down that blockhouse in the middle of the map somewhere. Most likely, let's take a look at his scouting. Yeah, most likely it's going to be like, I guess like here, next to the hunt and the coin mine. And the trading post there certainly could secure all 3 of those. Okay, up here. Maybe he doesn't want it quite so far away. I mean, that is a bit further or a bit closer to your opponent's town. And this is, I guess, like you have less far back to walk if you need to go and defend or something. But certainly still a very good place near a hunt, securing this trading rouse. Blue coming forward with the 2 vills as well, putting it up right down here next to his opponent. Oh, he's going to see that and delete it, surely. Like, you don't want that. That is not good. Oh, and he's building it. Too late to see. Maybe he didn't see Yurashic. And he's not even fully aged. It's definitely not going to be up in time. This is really bad for him because, of course, Red can just queue some units there, get them out super quick because he's now going to be up to, like, let's take a look at Boneng, see what he's up to. Yeah, now up to the Colonial Age. Oh, and the Explorer coming in as well. You're going to get that ×4 damage on that blockhouse, of course, whilst it's being constructed. You get ×4. It's not training units. Where are the units, Boneng? Make some units. You could get this out super quick and, like, just like you'll have your shipment and your first batch of 5 musks. Just surround, as soon as your opponent's military units pop out, just annihilate them and also get lots of siege on this and just bring it down. But doesn't have any coin, and that might be why he's not got the musketeers. I mean, like, if I was him, you just cancel 3 vills, sell some food, and then you've got, boom, you got enough 93 coin or whatever it is to make some musketeers. Like, take advantage of this perhaps, but actually then maybe he doesn't feel comfortable selling food. And he just wants to go Strelets, and that was his intention at the entire time, and doesn't, isn't gonna, like, I mean, I don't know, this is perhaps safer, really, if you'd been collecting coin for musks, absolutely, this is great, but if you hadn't, perhaps you wanted to make Strelets, then no problem, but units gonna pop out roughly at the same time, gonna be pretty good, absolutely. But, yes, let's switch over to Yurashic and see what he is up to, going with the musketeers. Alright, this isn't bad, you might think, okay, well, he's got Strelets, and those are just going to counter the musks. But actually, think about it, Blue's cavalry pretty counter those Strelets pretty hard. And yeah, the only thing that Red really has to stop that is Cossacks of his own. So here, in this fight, it's just going to be about micro. The Cossacks are going to be sort of used as pseudo-anti-cav to body block the other cavalry from killing off the Strelets. And here, Red's going to have to make sure his Strelets are fighting musketeers, and it's really important stuff. But Yurashic knows there's no fight going on at the moment, takes out a Vil, what a pro, but at the same time, by the looks of it, yeah, Red coming in, knows that his opponent's cavalry aren't there, and because of that, there are only 5 musks all on their lonesome, and they're not going to be able to, of course, defend themselves very well. But by the looks of it, 10 Strelets popping out, has the 4 Cossack shipment in queue as well. If these arrive on top of him, it's going to be really quite tough. Of course, these extra units giving him an advantage there. You can see Boneng, though, pulling these units around, of course, making those musketeers follow him where he can and trying to get the most out of this fight. But here's the 4 cav. Boneng, where are your cav? You need them right now. Not quite here. There's a little bit delayed. This is not too good because it's just Strelets. Cav a little bit late, but ultimately not. Oh, I don't think they would have made any difference in this fight, to be honest. But oh, that was not going too well for him. Just like, being caught out of position. Maybe it was a lure. I don't think it was, but either way, that has happened to him. And he loses another cav, getting snared there. Of course, sending that one back because 1 being attacked does slow the entire group down. Really not too good for Boneng. Boneng, one of the stronger players currently, and in this first game, looks like he's having a bit of a hard time here. Now this blockhouse is probably going to go down. This really isn't looking too good for him. And still gonna, can he get these Strelets out just in time? Should be able to, but if they do pop out, they might be a little bit vulnerable, and that's not gonna be too good here. Yurashic, 3 cav gonna go into comp, no? Okay, alright. Oh wow, well Boneng's gonna be pretty happy about if he saw it. He definitely didn't want to take that because, clearly Yurashic has a much larger army, put it that way. And when he can take 3 Cossacks on 3 Cossacks, even though it's a fair trade, he's definitely very, very happy with that. And because, he's got way more units, and also he knows that, well, Boneng wants these to do some raiding. Did attack a villager, but, Blue's certainly going to get in. Certainly causing some idle time here, which is going to be okay. And buying himself some time, Blue actually sending all these cav back to sort of deal with this raid. And as you can see, Strelets aren't going to push on their own. So actually buying some time, really quite nice, doing what he can to stay in this. But it's looking pretty tough, let's be honest. Can he catch him? Can he catch him now coming in? Oh, come on, Boneng, you don't want to lose these. You're a little bit behind. Oh, he catches it. Gonna snare that one, send it back. That's another 150 resources down. But these 2 should be okay. The town center fire might bring them up. That shipment is definitely not been sent for a long time. Come on, what are you going to send? You need to send it now. You got to think about it. You can't let a shipment get that long. Obviously, it's 700 resources equivalent you could have. And the sooner you send it, the sooner it's going to give you an advantage. Here, you probably just send 700 wood, right? I mean, like, you've got the military lead quite clearly. You're ahead in the game, both in, like, it's obvious. You've got more units. And, of course, you've got a higher score. You send 700 wood, you use that to just lay down the trading sites. Your opponent can't really do a huge amount about it. And obviously you can get your marquee upgrades like steel traps and placer mines. No, 13 strelets. Okay, maybe he thinks I'm so far ahead I can send 13 strelets and just finish the game out. Obviously, it's a bit more ambitious, but if you can do it, that's certainly a good thing. 700 wood, though, is also obviously your other option there. But let's switch over to Boneng and see what he is up to. 700 coin on the floor by the looks of it, absolutely. 5 Cossacks, 4 Cossacks, now 700 coin. And obviously, he needs to catch up a lot. He has to send some military, make 700 coins worth of it. No, he's no stable. Oh, wow, that's a lot of food in his inventory. 1,400 food. Definitely has intentions of aging up. This is very interesting, actually. Oh, catching the other cav, of course. Boneng trying to be a bit sneaky, kill some villagers here. Boneng, oh no, no military units at all, and is gonna age up. Like literally, it's just there. It is aging up, going up with the adventurer for 17 strelets. Not even the age up fast option. I guess that's okay. I mean, there's not a shipment available yet. So if there was a shipment available, maybe you go up with the adventurer. And obviously, if you do that, sorry, you go up. If you had a shipment, you go up fast because you can send the shipment. And also, you get up fast, you can train those Fortress Age units a bit sooner, skirmishers and dragoons. Though having said that, this is Russia. They don't have access to skirmishers or dragoons, though they do have cavalry archers. Certainly could get up for those a bit quicker. But this is probably fine, actually. 17 strelets going to be useful. And of course, you can continue to make musketeers in age 2, and that's sort of what Russia does. But the storm is coming, and he's aging up. Either way, he's really far behind, especially since he hasn't tried to make units. Perhaps he thinks, I'm so far behind, I have to... And maybe that, you know, make some sort of weird 2 cannons to get back in or something. Perhaps he thought he was that far behind. He had to just like, even though I know this isn't a good idea, I'm just going to do it anyway and see if I can pull it off. And so far, yeah, just attacking this house. I mean, Blue doesn't know he's aging up. Perhaps he, well, I highly doubt that he does. I just wouldn't expect it. And maybe he's going to get away with it. Oh, he's going back. He's not going to, just come in and force his villagers into the town center. Come on, you need to do that. If you just do that, like, he can't collect anything, right? Like, think about it. The town center just, you know, okay, so all of Boneng's villagers are idle. He has no economy. They're all in the town center. All of your units are in his base on top because all he has is 5 musks, which he only just trained. And you're just going to kill everything, absolutely. And okay, let's say the town center is dealing damage to you whilst you're under the TC. Let's just say that damage is equal to the same amount as your economy incoming. Actually, it's probably a lot less than that, or maybe it's not, I don't know. But let's just say that town center damage fire, killing off your units, is equal in terms of economy as what your villagers are creating. At that same time, though, Boneng has nothing. All right, no economy incoming. It's all in the town center, and it could work. Like, he's almost up, and the pressure's not there. And like, oh, he's so vulnerable right now. 17 strelets, certainly going to be very useful. Has that shipment available? Like, I think he's going to be okay. Like, wow, Boneng coming back. This, I guess it shows the importance of scouting. Actually, but yeah, like, let's just say if he was on top of his opponent, like, just as the units are being made, you like kill off the 5 musketeers before they can mass up, and you kill off your opponent's shipment, and like the only thing useful is that 2 cannons, right? Like, if they send the 2 cannons, then for Russia, that is. I mean, what else count as infantry? And then, like, but you know, if they hit up to fortress, then what can they do? You just shoot the 2 cannons as they pop out of the town center and when they arrive, because they've got nothing to protect them. Actually, sending 6 Oprichniks. So this is interesting. I'm not too fond of Oprichniks. They got a lot less attack damage and a lot less hit points than hussars, but I guess it's okay. You do get 6 of them. And traditionally, I guess, like, for example, I can't remember what civ it is. They get 4 hussars, or is it 5? Like, a lot of civs get 5 hussars, so I guess this is okay. 6 Cossacks, sorry, 6 Oprichniks, though I do think cannons would be pretty good, though he doesn't have a lot of anti-cavalry, so perhaps that's his concern. I guess this is fine. Also making some cavalry archers to deal with the hussars, sorry, the Cossacks of his opponent, but yep, here we have Yurashic now coming in, now sending boyars. Perhaps that was what he was waiting for, and perhaps he was expecting his opponent to stay age 2 the entire time, and he just thought, nah, Boneng be out of his mind. There's no way he'd go up to age 3. That just wasn't the thing he was concerned about, and actually managing to get away with it. Here, gonna catch the 5 Cossacks on their own. They're not with the army. This is exactly what Boneng wants. Gonna bring those down. Not gonna let, of course, you know, these are gonna die like easy because he's got so many units in that area. And now gonna fight this here, I imagine. Let's switch over to Boneng. We're gonna see that Minutemen pop out. There it is. Gonna take the fight now. These, of course, veteran Oprichniks aren't that good. Using them as pseudo anti-cav, gonna try and body block the Cossacks from getting on the Strelets. But certainly these things can tank. They've got a 20% range resist against all of the Strelets, which also do negative times 0.8 versus, of course, cavalry. Not going to be too good there. These are going to tank the damage a bit like hussars, and whilst all of these units aren't taking damage in the back, the ones that have high DPS, of course, the Strelets going to be focusing the muskets with that times 2 damage multiplier, and of course the musketeers here just good against everything. That 18 sort of range damage. Now the Cossacks are down. Sorry, all of the Oprichniks are down. Obviously, it's now going to be a straight-up fight. Nothing here to tank the damage. But actually, I think Boneng might be okay. Look at that. I mean, he's like even on military. He has the town center here. And I think blue, even if he does have a larger army there, like, it's pretty even, right? Boneng got a shipment about to arrive. Got some more military units going to come out soon. And his economy is, you know, they're all well, they can get back to work pretty soon. And does have people working, as you can see, not all of it. He had 10 villagers in there just to get the maximum damage out of the TC. Any more than 10, you don't get any more extra damage, of course. And really, really nice. Managed to stabilize just by this insane fortress play. What a... Wow, that should not have been the outcome of the game. He's up to, like, even in score. In fact, 20 points ahead in score. And Yurashic clearly now still in Colonial. And his units, he's not going to have veterancy upgrades, which of course Boneng will have soon. And of course, he's not going to have any more military shipments, or his shipments just won't be as good generally. 700 food, certainly running out of shipments, as you can see. 700 food, traditionally not very good, since food is the fastest gathering units. Boneng's, of course, army. But sorry, Boneng's shipments are going to be Fortress Age shipments. They're going to be very, very strong indeed. And he has a Priestnik, so he can do absolutely monstrous raiding. Oh, wow, that was certainly not the outcome I was expecting after seeing that early Colonial play. Just goes to show Boneng knows what the kind of risks you have to take to get back in the game. I mean, if he played Colonial, maybe sent me cavalry with the 700 coin, he just knew he was so far behind that even if he did do that thing, which would be sort of the better thing to do, it just wouldn't get you. It just wouldn't get you far enough because he was so far behind. So it does this insane fortress, whatever it is. Absolutely, but 27 villagers for Yurashic. I guess that might be his redeeming factor. Blue, 27 villagers. Boneng on 31 as well. So has had more villagers throughout the course of this game. Playback stopped because it is out of sync with the original game. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, well, fair enough. I might have to talk to Maito and Amhai about that then, if the recordings are not working on their site, or if perhaps maybe it's a problem with Boneng. I assume it would be a problem with Boneng since the winner uploads the games, and it was quite clear that Boneng was going to win that. But I can't remember what I was saying. I was saying something and then this interrupted me. But yes, I will check the score, and but I'm fairly certain it was Boneng. But see you in a moment for game number 2.